Let's talk about Numpy array attributes. On our screen, we have a small design, and then here we have ND array attributes. This is going to be the subject of our focus in this tutorial. ND array stands for n-dimensional array. Remember, NumPy is short for numerical Python, and then at the fundamental level, it helps to think of our data set as an array of numerical values. Okay. So here we have, for our attributes, we have shape, we have size, n-dim, d-type, item size. So the shape of our array is going to tell us the shape of our array in terms of their dimensional shape, so to speak. And then the size gives us, well, just as the name suggests. And then the n-dim gives us the dimension of our array, the type, the data type, and then the item size is the size in bytes of each of the elements in our array. We've implemented this in our previous tutorial, and in our subsequent tutorials, we're going to be discussing this array manipulation method. So let's demonstrate this, and then let's go to our IPython terminal. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to import NumPy. So import NumPy as np. Okay. Now, in our previous tutorial, we talked about how we can we can create NumPy arrays using built-in routines. So one of the methods that we discuss is random.runInt. And then we say for random.runInt, we can set the interval. That's going to be our first argument. And then for the second argument, we can set the shape of our array. So we're going to re-implement that here. But then the format we're going to use is going to be a bit different from what we did in our previous tutorial. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to seed our value. So we can do np.random.seed. So we're going to seed at 0. And the reason we're doing this is for reproducibility, because we're going to try to reproduce based on this seed. So we press enter, and then let's do what do I do now? Array 1. For array 1, we can do np np dot random dot runInt. Let's do 10, and let's set our size to 8, like that. Okay. So this is going to give us a one-dimensional array. So we can do another one, array 2. So we can do np.random.runInt. We can set the size to 10. The interval. So we've set it at 0. So it should go from 0 to 10 for our interval. And then the size, let's set our size to 3 by 5 here, like that. So this is going to give us a two-dimensional array. Now let's do for the third one, and then we can do np.random.runInt. Let's set our interval to 10, and then let's set our size to 3 by 4 by 5. Okay, like that. All right. Now these array attributes, this ND attributes, we're going to implement them now so that they give us additional information about what we are doing. So if I do array 1, I'll just say one dimension array. So if I do array 1 dot what's the end time, for instance, it's saying 1 dimension. If I do array 1 dot shape, for instance, is 8. So we have 8 items there, 8 comma, so because it's 1 dimension anyway, so the shape is just 8, like that. So we can do array 1 dot, what else do we have there? Item size, for instance, that's 8. So 8 is the size of the byte for each of the items in our array here. Okay, so what other method do we have there? We have data type. So let's do array 1 dot d type. So the data type is integer 64. What about size? I think we've set our size, so that is quite obvious, 8, like that. So let's do array 2. So this is array 2. This is a 2-dimensional array. So if you do array 2 dot shape, for instance, so this is 3 by 5, 1 2 3, 3 rows, 5 columns, 1 2 3 4 5. So we can also do array 2 dot what is it called, dimension. So this is going to give us 2-dimension array. So we can do array, so item size is the same, I think. So you say 8 here. Good. Now we can do for a 3-dimensional array like this. Okay. Now remember, so for a 3-dimensional array, you can think of 3-dimensional array as 2-dimensional array stack like cubes. So this is 1 2 3. So 1 2 3. Okay, and then the next one is the row 1 2 3 4. So that's 3 by 4. Then columns 1 2 3 4 5. So that's 3 number of columns 1 2 3 4, 3 by 4 by 5. So if I do array 3 dot shape, okay, so there's 3 by 4 by 5. So this is 3-dimensional array. So much like we had previously, array 3 dot what is it called, we've done for shape, whereas end time, so that's 3. There's one more method we have not used, which is array dot n bytes. So n bytes gives us the total size of the items in our array in bytes. So if I do this, 480. If you do for array 1 dot n bytes, so that one is 64. Array 2 dot n bytes, that's 120. So the number of bytes, which is the total value in bytes of all the elements in our array, is increasing as the dimension of our array increases. Okay guys, so we're going to stop here for this, and then we're going to continue in our subsequent tutorials. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.